Welcome to the off-grid cabin build video number 4. Now this video isn't necessarily about the actual build, however it is going to talk about some tools that we have acquired to build our cabin in a little easier fashion and a little less destructive, and I'll talk about that in a moment. I guess first off I'll introduce you to my new saw. It's a Stihl MS661C. It is 91 cubic centimeters, 7.2 horsepower, and the head alone weighs 16.3 pounds. Now this saw comes with a variety of options for bar lengths. I opted to go with the largest bar length that this saw offers, that still allows you to run with this saw. Now you can go bigger, but this is just the Stihl's recommendation. This is the second largest saw that Stihl makes. The next one is the 880, and it was roughly double the price of this saw. And that saw does allow you to run a larger bar, 48 or whatever you decide to do. Right off the bat, I did buy this saw brand new. It cost me $12.69. That's $1,269. It was a big chunk of change. The biggest reason that I bought this saw was because of this saw. Now you may say, well, I thought you were already milling and you were building your cabin. Well, that is true. However, this saw, which is a Stihl MS310, is only 59 cc's. And I've done a lot of watching videos online and seeing people mill with smaller saws, even smaller than this. And I thought, man, I'm going to go get a Granberg chain. I'm going to do all the right things with my Alaska mill. And it worked, but I really worked it hard, a lot harder than I wanted to work it. My concern was the fact that I had a roughly $500 saw that I bought brand new. It's been a great saw other than when it was brand new. From the factory it was built wrong and it had to be rebuilt under warranty with less than a month old on it. I was rather disappointed at the time, but this saw is 9.5 years old. I didn't want to have to blow up my $500 saw, replace my $500 saw, and still buy a tool that that was capable of milling the lumber for our cabin. So the reason I bought the 661 was because of my 310, and it actually kind of pairs together nicely anyways. The 310 is a great saw for just bucking things up. I've got a little Echo top handle saw. I will either debranch with that, or this guy, I've got a 24-inch bar for it, and I typically keep the 20-inch bar on it. And so it was paired together. I wasn't really anticipating buying the 661. I was trying to build this cabin with everything that we had already in our possession. But once we kind of spent the last weekend milling our beams, it became apparent to me that I was going to blow up my saw and my 310, and I just didn't want to do that. So I literally spent the last 2 weeks selling the craziest things on Craigslist and OfferUp to pay for this saw. I'm not fully paid off, but I've definitely got a good head start towards paying this off, and you know what? I'm thinning out my garage, which is nice. Anyways, this MS661 is a big saw. In fact, when you go to the store, people are like, "Whoa, take a look at that thing." When you're walking out, everybody's making comments about it. It's a really big saw. It's got big dogs on it. It's huge. It's really a professional saw. One of the things that it does come with is it's a 1-year warranty to a homeowner. Commercially, it's I believe a 60 or 90-day warranty. And the question came up with, can you double the warranty when you buy the oil through the Stihl's double your warranty to 2 years when you buy their mixed oil? And it kept coming up. So I called Stihl and talked to a great gal there, Jennifer, who helped me out, and she verified that yes, I can double this as a homeowner. Even though it is a professional saw, I can double the warranty and get 2 years out of it. And I actually had her send me an email just verifying that from Stihl. And so I've got a 2-year warranty on this saw, which in the case of this one was nice to have. I really hope I don't have to use this warranty on it at all. However, things come up. I did get some platinum bar and saw chain lubricant. It sticks a little bit better. I'm only going to be milling with my 24, 25-inch Stihl bar for now. I think I will get a longer milling chain, and I actually have to extend my mill. If you've seen a previous video, I only got the 24-inch. I learned a lot after I hit buy it now, but I think it's going to be pretty easy to upgrade and extend so I can use this 36-inch bar. And we're not really coming across some big lumber where we're at, but at least it gives me the opportunity if I get close. I know with the 24-inch, when I was milling my 2x6s, I was getting really close to running out of room. A few of the features that this saw has, the 661, it has the decompression valve, it's got the elasto start, it's got the M-tronic electronic carburetor on it. So there's no way to adjust this carburetor. It is completely done by essentially a computer. There's almost a little stator in there that generates power for this thing, and there's little motors that are running. It seems to work really well. I've only had 2 tanks through this. I break it in different. Everybody does it differently, but I run my tanks. The dealer did what they did, and they revved it up a couple times. No big deal. But I'm going to run this thing at idle or a little higher. I've had a lot of engines, and that's how I break them in, over the years. Yes, I'm young, but I've been around. And so, anyways, I've only got 2 tanks through this. There is an option you can get for this saw, which is a heated handle. I did not get that. So the handle grip or the trigger grip is heated. I don't even know if it's available in the States, but I did notice it on Stihl's website. The other option for this saw that I opted not to get was the wrap handle. Man, I could find the wrap handle saw no problem. I could almost go to any one of the dealers and find the wrap, but I couldn't find the standard handle. And the reason I wanted the standard handle was, quite frankly, I'm used to it. I didn't want to get something fresh in my hands and something with this kind of power and be unfamiliar with just the operations and maneuverability of it. I've used this 310 a lot, cut down a lot of trees. I'm very familiar with it, and so I didn't want to really change things up, more or less. I did find the wrap handles on eBay for like $100, so I figured, well, shoot, maybe one of these days I will just pick it up and give it a shot. It adds a little bit, and so when I'm doing my milling, I think it's just going to be in the way and something I didn't need it. It did save me some money buying this non-wrap handle, and I didn't have the money to begin with, so anyways, I ended up getting the wrap handle. I'm trying to think of any other options. One of the nice things about this saw is it has a see-through gas tank so that you can obviously not have to guess where your fuel is. Again, it's got the elasto start. This is the Magnum. I don't know. You can read up on it, see if the Magnum's any different. But it is what it is. I did get the, it's a 36-inch bar with a 50, a .050 and a 3/8 gauge. So I'm probably saying those wrong, and I don't really care. The thing that helped me was it's the same chain layout as my 310, so I was able just to use everything for this 661. Now, just in a quick side note, this does have, I think I have like a full skip and a half skip or something on this new saw, the full skip on the 310. I'm going to give it a shot. I know they're both yellow chains, which is all I use. I don't use the green chains. So here's something just to think about. I've got the Stihl manual here, the brochure. I was initially looking at the MS461. When I bought my 310, I went in for the 290. I bought the 310, and I wish I bought the 390. So it went from 55 cc's, this is a 59 cc, the 310, to 64 is what the 390 is. And so when I was looking, this 461 is a 76.5 cc motor, and the salesmen were like, yeah, you could mill with that. I said, well, what's the price difference between the 461 and the 661? It was $110. At that point, I figured, what's $110? Now, I'm not made of money, but I know that with my first Stihl purchase, I kind of regretted not spending that extra $100, and so I did that with this one, and I'm glad that I did. I haven't even used it, but I am glad that I sprung, I guess, for the extra $110. The MSRP on this saw is $12. $12.89. I was able to get it for $12.69, like I said, and I had one dealership said that they would do $12.49, but they were a little farther out and wasn't worth the $20 to me. I will have some videos of us using the saw this next weekend. We're going to be milling our floor joists, and I'm probably going to start milling more things for the cabin than I anticipated, and that's purely because we have invested into this saw, so we need to get more wood out of it. Yes, I could have bought the wood for my cabin, not all of it, with how much I spent on this saw, but at the end of the project I wouldn't have a saw. Now I have a saw, and I built the entire cabin by myself. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about the saw, but I don't think that there is. It started up real nice. Again, we'll have some more talks about it here as I use it. This weekend I'll film it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm more than willing to help.